Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Welcome back to a new video from Islam God Answers. I know it's been a bit of a while, but we're back for a new video. And today, inshallah, we're going to be responding to Testify Apologetics. So he's a YouTube channel that makes videos about Christianity, defending the supposed reliability of the New Testament, etc., etc. He does that kind of work. But he did a video on Islam. He's done many videos on Islam, but the one I'm going to respond to today is a YouTube short that he did called The Quran's Son Blunder. And so we will attempt to give a substantive rebuttal to Testify Apologetics' argument. Then we will present a surprise for you guys to discourage Testify from using this criteria for error. Anyway, let us go. We're going to mute this. And right away, we're going to let this video play and we're going to get right into it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Apologists claim that the Quran contains scientific miracles, but what about when it gets things wrong? Let's talk about the sun. In Surah Al-Kahf 1886, Dhul Qarnayn, usually identified as Alexander the Great, travels so far west that he reaches the spot where the sun sets into a murky spring of water. Yes, the Quran describes the sun as sinking into a pool, and Dhul Qarnayn even finds people living near it.
So, although Testify appears to think that this Quranic verse is laughable, what is actually laughable is Testify's ignorance on basic language concepts. The terms sun rising and sun setting, though not necessarily scientifically accurate, are used all of the time by laymen, meteorologists, and even scientists working at NASA. If someone sends you a text message and says, "Hey, I saw the sun setting into the beach," are you going to tell them that they should go to get an education because they just did a scientific blunder? No, because you understand what they say. Are you going to criticize your meteorologist when he says that the sun rises at this time and the sun sets at this time? Are you going to say that he's making a scientific blunder by using this terminology? Because the sun is not actually rising or setting. No, of course you're not, because you understand the basic language concept. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying, okay, and we're going to get to the verse right now. So we're going to get to the verse right now. So this is the verses. This should be right in front of you, inshallah. So the verses from Surah Al-Kahf are right there in front of you. So it says, "And they ask you about the Qur'an. Say, I will tell you something about him. We established him on earth and gave him all kinds of means. He pursued a certain course, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a murky spring, and found a people in its vicinity." So now notice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying that this is where the sun sets. Okay? He's saying that he found it setting there. And when we come across the word, that should be on your screens now.
وجدها.
The word is wajadaha, i.e. he found it. This word can be used in a variety of contexts. For instance, if I say wajadullah, does that mean that I literally physically found God? No, of course it doesn't. Rather, I'm using it as a metaphorical expression of something that I perceived. Alright, with that out of the way, let's let Testify continue. And I will see you guys soon, inshallah. So let's rock.
If you think this is just metaphorical, think again. In Sahih Bukhari, Muhammad says that the sun sets under Allah's throne and asks permission to rise again. And in Sunnah Abu Dawud,
so Testify is quoting the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, and I don't even need to pull up the hadith in order to debunk this critique. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam speaks about anything that is in the unseen, it is unfair to use the criteria of natural sciences and put that against the supernatural. You, Testify, are being inconsistent right now. As you are a Christian who believes in God, miracles, etc., that are all part of the unseen. However, if an atheist tells you that points to an event in the Bible that has to do with the unseen world, for instance, the angels at the right and left hands of God, etc., you would say that this is not something we can see. This is not something that can be proven or disproven by the natural world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne is in the unseen. Therefore, it would be unfair to use the critique of natural sciences against something which is clearly delving into the supernatural, or matters of the supernatural. Testify, please be consistent with your critiques. Anyway, I'll get to the Sunan Abu Dawud hadith, which is easier to debunk than this.
He's even more specific. The sun actually sets in a spring of warm water. So while some say that
So what Testify is failing to understand here is that this hadith is actually weak in its matan. Now, why is it weak in its matan? It's because we have credited hadith narrators that say and narrate this exact same hadith without anything that has to do with this particular text that Testify is quoting. Anyway, I'll let Testify finish his short, and we have a surprise for you guys, so stay tuned.
the Quran is full of scientific miracles, we've got the sun dipping into a pool at the end of the day. Not exactly NASA-level specific science here. Muslim apologists.
Alright, so Testify has officially made the blunder of his lifetime. Now, why do I say that? I say that because you guys know me very, very, very well. So you probably know what's coming up next. That's right, guys. Look on the screen in 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, surprise Testify. Look what's on your screen. What's on your screen, guys? Take a look at this verse right here. What does it say? It says, as you know, these mountains are across the Jordan, westward toward the setting sun. Whoa, 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 whoa. Testify. Your Bible just said that the sun sets towards Jordan. Is this actually scientifically correct? Does the sun actually set towards Jordan? No, it doesn't. It doesn't set at all. But let's say that's not enough for you. Let's say you want a little bit more. Let's say you're not satisfied. Well, surprise, happy birthday again, Testify. Look what's right the hell in front of you. So let's go to the verse. Let's go to this verse. Joshua chapter 10, verses 12 to 13 is what's on your screen right now. What I quoted before is Deuteronomy 11, verse 30. It says, on the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel, sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Eglon. So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies. As it is written in the book of Joshua, the sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going about a full day. Wait a minute, Testify. Does this happen? Does this actually happen? Is this a scientific error? Wait, you mean to tell me that it's a miracle from God? And so I can't use natural sciences against this Bible verse because it's speaking on matters of the supernatural? Therefore, it would be unfair for me to critique this verse on those grounds? Yeah, Testify, I actually agree with you. So why aren't you charitable? And why aren't you consistent with your own book? Now, to clarify before I end off the video, I'm not saying that I am critiquing Testify's Bible with these verses. This does not mean that his Bible is an error. His Bible is an error, but for a plethora of other reasons beside this. What I'm demonstrating here is that Testify is not consistent. He uses a criteria against the Quran that he won't even apply to his own book. I wonder why that is. I wonder why Testify is so absolutely ignorant on what his own Bible says. I wonder why that is. But anyway, Testify, if you're somehow watching this video, be consistent and say either that you were wrong about the Quran or that you are not a Christian. There you go. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.